And finally, the most important tip, well, really I can do another like 10 tips, but the most important tip number 5 is what's up guys, it's George Yuyu, and today's video is dedicated for those looking to turn professional this upcoming year or for professionals with few fights. Now this isn't exclusive to this population. I think any fighter can really find at least one useful thing from this video, but for the most part, if you're looking to turn pro, take some notes. If you're new to the channel, my name is George. I'm a professional boxer and coach, and I love sharing advice on boxing, nutrition, exercise, life of a boxer, behind the scenes footage on boxing events. So if any of those topics interest you, please make sure to subscribe so you can stay up to date with the latest video. So I made my professional debut back in 2017 at the Hangar in Costa Mesa, California. And off the bat, these last 5 years as a professional fighter have gone quick. Now 5 years is not a long time, but keep in mind boxing is a short career. At least I believe it should be a short career, 10, 12, maybe 15 years. Yes, you'll see some fighters like Mayweather or Pacquiao with over 20 years as a professional, but those are few. I've said it many times before, boxing is a dangerous sport, and some fighters stay in the game for too long. There's no need to take more punishment if you had a nice long career. This is how fighters get hurt. Boxing is really unforgiving. Get in the game, work your ass off, strive for a world title, be a professional, and know when it's time to go. Okay, enough of that. We all know boxing is a dangerous sport. Here are the 5 tips I want to share with professional fighters or for those looking to turn pro. I just realized I didn't have the mic on. It was under my shirt. Hopefully the sound is not that bad. All right, so tip number 1 is always be a student. Look, it doesn't matter if you're a 10-time national champion, international champion, Olympian, whatever. Always be a student of boxing. Being a student means having the ability to listen and knowing there's always room for improvement. I think a big mistake fighters make is thinking they know more than what they really do. Boxing is always adapting. Yes, you have the fundamentals that will carry you throughout your career, and in fact they're the most important thing, but still be open to new techniques. Everyone teaches a different way. Now, I'm not saying go coach hopping. I'm saying you can learn something from anyone. You can learn from coaches, you can learn from other boxers, you can learn by watching old videos and old fights. Bottom line is keep an open mind, be receptive to new tricks, and always be a student. Okay, tip number 2 is keep your easy days easy and your hard days hard. This is something I started doing over the last couple of training camps. Early on, I would run myself to the ground every day. Now this definitely built my mental resilience, but it hurt me physically because I would always be fatigued and never fully recovered. By the time fight night would arrive, I wouldn't feel as sharp as I thought I should have. It was a combination of continuous hard work, undernourished, and being under-recovered. Recently, I've adapted a more polarized approach where I have more easy sessions than I do hard sessions. Training provides the stimulus, and resting and recovery is where you adapt so you become better, stronger, and faster when you rest and recover. Everyone has their own training routine. I suggest you find one that works for you. What works for one fighter may not work for another. So use yourself as a case study to find out which best training method you can use and grow from. Keeping your easy days easy and your hard days hard will allow you to recover from the hard days and not be so fatigued for weeks on end. Okay, tip number 3 is get familiar with the boxing business. Now, I still don't know the ins and outs of the entire boxing business model, but I am a lot more aware and familiar with it than I was 5 years ago. Unless you're an Olympian signing under a huge promotional company, expect to fight at your local club show, and a lot of times. I am confident over 90% of fighters, 90% of all fighters, start and end their career at a local club show. I won't go into great detail in this video, but here are some key points a fighter needs to understand. Boxing is a business. If you're not marketable or if you're not useful for a promoter, they're not going to want you on their show. In fact, the only reason they would want you is so they can elevate another fighter. It sucks. Promoters shouldn't put people's lives at risk just to make a couple bucks, but that's the reality of this game. Now, I'm not bashing on promoters because they do give fighters an opportunity to showcase their talent, and if demand grows for that fighter, bigger opportunities will come. Another thing to keep in mind is that fighters are not employees of promoters. They are partners. The fighter's job is to make the contracted weight and show up on fight night. The promoter's job is to make sure the event happens. As you're making your professional debut, make sure to market yourself as much as you can. This will in return allow you to sell more tickets and sets you up for bigger opportunities later down the line. All right, tip number 4 is open up a Roth IRA. I know this is a little different, probably not what you expected to hear, but this is important. Now, I'm clearly not a financial advisor, but over 70% of professional athletes fall under some financial hardship after they retire. A Roth IRA is an after-tax retirement account. Think of it as a glorified savings account. Being a professional boxer is not a regular 9 to 5. You're not going to get a W-2 at the end of the year. Like I mentioned in tip number 3, you're not an employee of the promoter. You're actually a contractor, which means you're only there for one job. This also means you don't have a company 401k or any retirement account. However, there is a boxer pension plan under the California State Athletic Commission, which I'll link in the description box below. Here's what I wish I did when I made my professional debut. Open up a Roth IRA through any company. I use M1 Finance because that's just what I've been using for a number of years, and I think it's really easy to use. And every time you get a paycheck from a fight, put a little bit into that Roth IRA account. And once you do, forget about that money. Imagine like it never existed. Invest that money into a reputable low-cost index fund and just let your money compound over time. Another tip along the lines of this one is don't spend the entire paycheck you get from a fight because that money is not taxed yet. When tax season comes, you'll be receiving multiple 1099 forms from different promotional companies, which you still have to pay self-employment tax on, so keep that in mind. So that's the 4th tip. Open a Roth IRA. Trust me, you won't regret it. And finally, the most important tip, well, really I can do another like 10 tips, but the most important tip, tip number 5, is treat every fight like it's your last fight. This is the most important tip because in reality, any fight can really be your last fight. I'll say it again, boxing is a dangerous sport. Every year, many boxers pass away due to head trauma and complications from a fight or from even training. I can't emphasize this enough. There are no easy fights in the professional fight game. Even if you're facing someone with 2 wins and 10 losses, there's still a chance of you getting hurt. It's happened time and time again. The punch you don't see coming is the one that causes the most damage. Train like every fight is your last fight. Treat every opponent with the respect they deserve, because anyone stepping in the ring with those small 8-ounce gloves is capable of hurting you. Bottom line is don't half-ass your training because you think you have an easy upcoming fight. Always treat your next fight like it's your last fight. And hey, when you win, have the same mindset for the following fight and repeat over and over again. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. I can go into great detail with every single topic that I went over right now, but that would be like an hour-long video. If you found this video useful, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you're making your professional debut next year, best of luck. And remember, always train smart and strive to be better every single day. Alright. Thanks for watching.